Welcome to today. I don't know what day it is. I'll try and find out. Will you stop licking me? Okay, and you get shell over your face. Hi, honey. Is you a good doggin'? Hey, no licking. Thank you. You're a good boy. Act like it. Sit down. Don't lick me. He licks too much. I don't care. A little friendly lick says hello. Whatever. Great. Lick you more than that. Like, go lick a dog, you know. I'm busy. Fucking don't lick me. Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't think he understands that. Will you not lick me? Okay, that's it. Now you get the deep tone of voice. See now, and look what you made me do on video. I've lost my whole temper. I'm out of fucking control. Yeah, sweetie. Yeah, it's funny how the deep voice thing works so well. Oh, some coralline trees over here I need to plant anywhere else. That could happen today. That's what we're doing today. Well, not really what we're doing. We're actually going for an infrastructure move in the big Bosque biological chess game. What we're doing is we're taking thousands of cedars that we've grown from babies, and we're planting them all along the fence line. Why? Well, we can cut the fuck out of cedars, make a hedge out of them. We can use them. Basically, they're living fence posts. It's so that we divide two areas really clearly. I want to put concrete ones in there as well. And I want to do that so I don't lose my property line, although it's pretty fucking obvious one side to the other. If I mark the two ends pretty well, I'm pretty good between them. That actually be a project right there. That's a worthwhile investment. Is all along all property lines with the agreement of my neighbors, right? And I could even meet them for a picnic. People around here, they'll use any excuse to party, and being able to party out on your own land, you know, bordering with your neighbor. Like, I should pick the best picnic spots. I don't got that many neighbors, right? I should pick the best picnic spots and invite all my neighbors to a picnic just to know who they are. I do know who everyone is except the Ejido folks, but the way they own land is totally different, so it's not quite the same. My other neighbor, I used to know down there, but he died, and the other guy lives in California, so I don't think I've met him. Might have. My uphill neighbor's awesome. He's a really cool guy. He's a really friendly face and cool family, and we've always been good neighbors. He's great. I think we're fans of each other. He actually came to visit me after the accident in Bosque. That's far. I never go to Bosque hardly ever. And he's just, I couldn't hope for a better neighbor. And I actually should invite him down here and visit him up there and talk to him about how I see land design and how we can protect these forests by making them more useful for human use, and seduce him into the ideas that I have, so that at minimum he'll think real careful about how he develops his land. That's all I really want. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I mean, he can cut it all down and make it all avocado farm if he wants to, but I don't think he does. He could have before. He could sell it any time. If I had huge tons of money, I would try and, well, even now with what I've got, I need to have a foundation that owns it. I need to get me out of the equation, because right now me leaving the equation is not elegant legally, in terms of, protecting the land and its status, and that's very bad. So, all right, this is ridiculous. I'm like waiting for people to make breakfast and shit, but I don't even fucking want breakfast. I want to go out and do shit. Why am I stuck waiting for anyone here ever? I can just have one person, and it throws off all my freedom. In fact, it's worse if there was a larger group, because then I can have them entertain each other more and I can kind of slink away. But it's a huge amount of work for me to have one person here. I'm enjoying it greatly. It's a good friend of mine. And it's okay. And her main expectation is to spend time with me, and I'm enjoying it, so I should be happy with that. In other cases, I have had people here who desire all my time, and I'm alone with them, and I would prefer that I give them 0 or 10 to 15% of my time, and preferably though then in a group, because I think anything important I have to say should be recorded on video. Index it, figure it out. I'm trying all the time to figure out better social human behaviors of how to do shit all the time. See, now I'm stuck here. This is so annoying. Okay, how can I get out of this problem? Fuck. Basically, I get the fuck up in the morning. I want to go. Other people get the fuck up and want to be at Echo Resort. It's fine. But I'm trapped. Trapped. Doing shit I don't want to do. That's alright, I'll talk about it. It's still a little chilly out anyway, and the person who's here is adventurous enough. We've gone places and hikes and stuff, and I think that this forest needs more people to go and see it, especially me. You know, I didn't spend enough time sitting right here this year. The trogons totally ate tons of capulines off this. I barely saw capulines. This is a very popular tree. And we've grafted this tree on a whole bunch of other ones. That's another reason to walk around everywhere, is because if it hasn't been grafted, it should be. And today my goal, well, I'm going to start this video over. So today my goal, with my map right here, this is a map of the Farside, the other side of the ravine. That's an area that has gotten certain kinds of attention from me design-wise, but not a lot. There's been very few intricate decisions made. There's been some sweeping ones, and they're big. And today I'm going to try and look at that and figure out what the effect has been so far in each space, and as it relates to every space around it. And what I need to do as an emergency, like some road things and stuff like that. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Dogs, get them away! And so I've got a really shitty map for that, and that's okay. I have a better one on my computer, and I don't even need to print that out yet. It's in my head so much now. I'm thinking about every angle of every spot over there and how the water flows across it. How you could have a building that integrates a lake into it as its overflow rain system. You know, I mean, if we're going to have overflow water, which we are, and if it's super clean already, and we already think it's the cleanest water we got, then how come we aren't harvesting it all, just as part of the building's design? And of course, we should be storing as much as we can even capture. That should be part of the building's design. It's more likely that spaces for that would be set aside, almost kind of in between the lake option, which would be, it could even be like a stadium. I was imagining a stadium type thing that fills up with water overlooking the view, so that somehow you have this big pool out there available. Then you could have agriculture in there or not. You could do fish in there. I don't know. That does change if you're actually going to try and hold the water in it. Then it does change the design, because it wouldn't want a big plasticky thing or something. And any kind of ferro cement thing you build is going to eventually the iron will rust and it will fail. So what you really got to do is build a huge pool, I guess, for excess rain. And the reason I was thinking stadium-like is because if it was stepped, then, I mean, you just almost have to build it and see. I mean, you can do the calculations, right, on how much building space you expect to exist, how much initial water storage you're going to build into that for the first, each lot has to make this decision. And there'd be a recommended amount, and it's really easy to calculate because you base it on the surface area of capture area. First of all, capture from all roofs. That should be like a fucking religion. All roofs should capture rainwater and put it somewhere. Now, it might just put it into a little pond for birds. That's perfectly awesome, actually. But your big goal is storage for all of it all through the year. And that doesn't mean you have to store it all the time, because there is a surplus period. Unless you were actually able to store it all. What would happen if you could store it all? I mean, let's calculate that. It's really easy to do based on the lot size, based on the building footprint, right? And I haven't done that even here, because I don't care. My gutters suck anyway. And I have calculated the roof footprint. That's true. But I haven't added in like how much of those roofs exactly are doing what quality of a job of collecting rainwater. Like these gutters out here, like this cistern here isn't even full. My gutter sucks over there and is a waterfall, meaning that's lost water right near where it should be entering here. This whole funnel up here is very suspicious. That's badly designed. Out there leaks like crazy in this gutter, you know, so I need a ladder and get up there and raise those up and then half fucking fix it like it's been fixed 5 or 6 times before. It's a shitty gutter. These are metal gutters. These are not as bad as they could be. I replaced my PVC gutters with these, and these are better than PVC. They still suck. And that's because roofs actually should be designed as an integral part of the entire roof system to collect all of the water that comes off the roof in a clean way. Every roof is the ideal. Yeah, maybe your donkey burrow roof is an exception, but guess what? If you stick a good gutter on your little donkey roof, then your little donkey is going to have water for most of the year without other systems you got to set up. And so I do that with my chickens. My chickens just get water off the little chicken roof thingy there. And I mean, it goes into a tank and then we can fill shit and do whatever. But every roof is a value. And this is actually one of the reasons I want to get better roofs, newer roofs, way up on the property as high as possible. And I need to be very careful about where I choose to do that because it's a change, it's an investment, it's a blockage to some other plan that may be better there. But getting water capture high up on the land and then making sure all of that comes through the land somehow would be astoundingly great. Right now, most of that I would envision being through buried black tubing, buried water tubing. It's not ideal. Around here for very long distances, like kilometers and stuff, they do use buried, really thick, galvanized, whatever the heck it is, pipe, like that big. Not that big. I know because I broke one, and I had to fix it really quick because I didn't want them to know I broke it, because I don't like visitors from government people poking around anyway. And I'm really sorry I broke their pipe. It wasn't exactly me. The pipe was in pretty bad shape to begin with. We barely hit it with a tree that we fell on it a little bit accidentally. But
was there water running through it?
There was a tiny bit of water running through it, just a little bit. It wasn't rushing a ton. So that's another reason where I don't think it's a real water solution for me. It also may be that it changed at different times of the day. I don't know. My whole goal was, oh shit, we broke the pipe. And I was like, dudes. And I was happy they were there. I had like 3 dudes there that day. And mostly smart dudes, and kind of all smart dudes actually. And so I said, okay, get like this old rubber tube thing from this tire or something, and let's get some wire, let's get some, I mean, we're all saying the same thing, like, okay, what the fuck can we put on this to stop it? So now it has this big thing on there that's pretty sealed. I should go look at it because it's been years. It might be disintegrating in the sun. But anyway, no, that pipe's always been tempting, but I'm not tempted. All right, so I want to go walking as soon as possible. How do you stick food in you as soon as possible and or change shoes or not if you want to even go? But I've got my map over there. Yeah, you would need your best shoe. It's in Bosque. Uh-huh. It's the far side of the Barranca. Oh, wow, you're carrying your shoes. You are so fucking prepped. That's very impressive. It's an underappreciated part of the Barranca, mainly because I kind of think I know what I want to do with it. No, it's an underappreciated part of the Bosque. The far side is like, I don't even know how many acres it is, actually. I could check that. And by the end of today, if I do today right, hopefully I won't get too scraped up. I'm going to go a little bit off trail. I'm just wearing sandals, but I think it works out for me usually. I do get poked a little bit. So. It's such a beautiful time of year, this green, that even though it's easier to walk around, well, now it isn't anymore. It used to be easy to walk around in the dry season more. Mm-hmm. But now, even the dry season is just so covered in all this underbrush, which I'm thrilled with. I mean, this brush was not here, and it's all perfect habitat. If you were a small fuzzy being running away from big things with big teeth, which happens a lot, You would want underbrush. Maybe that's why my dogs aren't such evil killers. Maybe the wildlife has better protection. Because that's one of the things I'm doing today is I'm putting up cedar hedges on the entire borderline. First of all, that's a really easy decision to say, and we've already grown thousands of cedars ready to go in the ground, old enough that most of them will live, and they make it living fence posts. We will never fucking have to dig a fucking fence post. We've already done this on other fence lines and started to see the results. Unfortunately, it takes 5 to 7 years or something. The good thing is if we ever plant a cedar anywhere we don't want it, we'll just murder it. We do not give any fucks. We grow thousands. They're free for us. Almost. Not really. They need a little bit of care. But they're a very cheap building supply. It happens to be a tree. There's 2 excellent views over there. No, there's more than 2. Our targets today, when we're ready, and there's no big rush or anything, it's a beautiful morning. Our targets today are the high point. The high point's not where it's labeled, it's where it's written. And there may or may not be a way to get there. And I have a new ideal way I want to get there, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm not even sure if we can get into that area currently. So, my expectations of everything getting covered are pretty low. But I can get at least a couple more points I don't have. I need this point, I need this point, I need this point, and I need this point. I need them really precise. This one's moderately hard to get. This one's easy to get if we can get in here at all. That one's easy as hell to get. This one is not hard to get either. I was just through there and I didn't have a fucking GPS. And where the fuck is my GPS? Oh my god. Okay, so what are you going to eat before we go?
Do I have to eat before we go?
No, you don't have to eat at all.
Great.
I ate one torta. There's a torta on the counter in the kitchen and some aluminum foil.
Maybe I'll bring that with me for emergency.
Why don't you bring that with you and then you'll have it? Bring the other one for me. I'll take that.
All right.
Great. That works out fucking awesome. So exploration is on. I now have an exploration partner who seems surprisingly prepared. Even brought a different pair of shoes. Apparently she's known me long enough to know that it might be good to be prepared for whatever the hell might happen. She's putting on very thick tennis shoe-like boots. I think they're kind of a combination between tennis shoes and boots. They look sturdy and good to me. I think for anyone normal that comes here, that for this time of year, it's a very good footwear choice. We do walk through muddy areas. Hopefully not a ton, because with most muddy areas, it indicates that we should be draining that water off into a little pond or something that doesn't conflict with the trail. It's a failed trail. Easy to fix. Hard to fix, but whatever. It's not hard. It's just labor. You know, I do think I should have a bobcat here. First of all, and I'm going to start with a reason for having a bobcat. Let me get my thoughts together a little bit on that. Ready? Hi. So if we have already the shitty old map, which is still cool, better than no map, a GPS, this is a Garmin eTrex, Vista HCX. It knows where satellites are. It gets talked to. It talks to the gods, and it tells me what to put on the map. God talks to me to help me make maps. The many gods in the sky. It's like a polytheistic technology up there. But the point is I don't have certain points. Like I don't have the high point marked correctly at all. It's somewhere over there. I don't have the property line. Well, a property owner should know that. I mean, I have a different map, but I guess I want to, if I'm going to plant all that with cedars, which is what I'm going to do, then I think right along that area, most of it should have a trail. I mean, I'm not in favor of designing any elements almost in relation to the property line, but the property line does get some special attention, at least being able to walk along it and check it. where is it, for example, is good to know. And if you don't know where your property line is, you should work that with your neighbors and try not to bring your guns the first time, you know. Try to do all that shit peacefully, because it's better to have happy neighbors everywhere. And I think the more important thing for any property owner of any size is to think about what's the long-term health of that land, which includes the health of the land of the neighbors. You want to, as much as you can, work with them to protect any natural environment you can. And ideally, your neighbors are kind of on the same page with that, and that they see what you've done with your land to have human use mixed with dense life, as much biomass as possible, and they'll be jealous of that and be like, honey, that's how people talk. Somebody's gonna nag at somebody because they like it more than the other one. But anyway, like making little sitting spots and slopes, I think is a brilliant idea. I was talking with a property owner recently, and it's like they have land that is, for practical purposes, I haven't seen it personally, I've just talked a little bit about it, so this is a guess, useless. Okay, it's too slopey to build on. There may be rights issues and waterways issues and all sorts of shit. There could be sewage things. I don't even know how the laws work out there or anything. But I can tell you this, if you accidentally dig into a slope like that, all these really comfy little alcoves and flat spots that people like to be in, and then you accidentally plant around there really cool plants that you like, that don't need any care, no irrigation, no water, no fancy ass plants, just don't do it. Give in and do what nature wants to give you, you know, and find a place where mushrooms show up all over there certain parts of the year, and the stream changes in certain seasons. And I mean, if we live next to any remnants of paradise, I think it's our duty as property owners, and hopefully profitably so, to turn some of these spaces into something that we can use to a higher value, that may not have what seems like direct economic value. Now, one property owner I was talking to, and I don't, you know, it was not an in-depth conversation. I'd have to ask more specific questions. But people actually cross through her property through a ravine that has a stream in it. It's quite steep to the other side. And I said, well, does that bother you? And I half listened to the answer. I can always ask her again. But later I was thinking about it, and because her response wasn't negative. It wasn't like, fuck those people, go across my fucking bridge, I'll kill them all. You know, it wasn't quite like that at all. It was more like, oh, that's cool. I mean, people cross there, and that's neat. And I was thinking, well, if people are going to cross there, if you're okay with that as the use of your land, then you may also wish to benefit from it. And anywhere they cross through, you'd want to improve the trail. That also gets them through quicker, just get them across there and out of there. But make little sitting spots or something that maybe someday you even sell them a popsicle. I don't know what comes to mind. The point is that if it's going to be an important crossing across a big, long creek where there aren't crossings, then actually the type of value that that land has for the community and for the property owner can change a lot. And so you almost imagine it as this sort of park-like crossing of this little ravine. Now, like I said, never been there. Don't totally know the goals of the owner, but I wonder that for around here. I mean, I have a crossing of the Barranca. It's already a place people like to cross because they can. We're going over there now, very soon. We'll take a quick break for wondering what the hell. Do we need a break? Are you cool? Are you cool to go?
Yep.
Fuck, you are so ready. Today. Bark came off this tree, making it into a big bench. Up here, at the highest point on the entire property, the highest point in the forest, I can see Yotatiro below me, far off in the distance, just one roof shining through the trees. Out this way, I need to rediscover a trail that goes to another place that's not quite as high, but also still high. There's beautiful ferns growing out of some rocks in here, and that's the kind of area you would want to protect then. Other than that, there's a dead tree here. This may end up being another log that we just kind of put on some rocks, and it will serve as a bench for now. I imagine this is a destination hiking location within the Bosque. Downslope from here, to the north, I've got a spot I want to put in a shrine, because it's this little gully, and it doesn't really go to anywhere, and it's kind of hard to deal with anyway. So I thought it'd be a great place to put a little shrine you have to hike up into, and you wouldn't even be able to find it if you didn't know it was there. Shrine to what? I don't know. It could even be a shrine. We could, have it be almost like a set where we can change its contents out occasionally. Why not? But we'll see. So today we're at this out-of-the-way place. I never think about it, hardly ever. I did have a trail that comes up it, straight up slope, and I want to recover that trail. It had switchbacks, and I want nice, big, comfortable switchbacks so that nobody has to work too hard. I want to make it easy for people with mobility issues. I don't think I can handle a wheelchair to here, although there might be a back way, who knows. We'll see. I'll see you at the next spot.